90 seconds. It's kind of like exercising. It's that long 90 seconds.
It's like, I'm in 30 seconds. It's like, no.
Okay, go ahead and do it. You're right. Sure. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know. Either way, but you're right, just in case.
Your wife? Is she online tonight?
Hmm?
Is she online tonight?
She, this is her right here.
Are we live? Great, thank you. We are live. We are live.
Good evening. Welcome, everyone, and Happy New Year. I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting to order. Please join me as we stand to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And join me as we have a moment of silence as we remember those who are ill and also those who are serving our country. Thank you. At this time, I'd like for us to be seated. As this is the beginning of our year, we are going to go ahead and do our elections for board chair and board vice chair. Board, I ask you, who would you like to serve as your chair? Is there a nomination?
There is. I'd like to make the nomination that Laura continue to serve as our chair.
Are there any other nominations? Is there a motion?
I'll motion it.
Ms. Shirley, is there a second?
I second it.
Ms. White, second. Approved. Ms. McAdams, continue as chair. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Also, we need to elect a vice chair. Board, I ask you, do you have a nomination for vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Erin as vice chair.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. Mr. Schillig, you've been nominated for vice chair. Are there any other nominations?
No.
Is there a motion?
I'll motion it.
Ms. Shirley, is there a second?
I'll second.
Ms. White, second. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
So we did forget to take a vote.
We did.
Yeah, let's take a vote. And do you? Yes.
For Laura? Yep.
Laura.
For Laura? Yeah.
And then for Aaron for vice chair. All approved.
Okay. Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you. And I'm honored to continue serving as the chair, so thank you all. Okay, so now we will move on to the consent agenda items, which would include the minutes and the agenda. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll approve it.
Shirley? Is there a second?
I'll second.
Teresa, and all that approve? And that passes, thank you. And we have our introductions.
Okay. Thank you. I would like to, as you all know, we have 3 new board members joining us, and we are excited to have them serve. Earlier this evening, they were sworn into their office by Judge McGlon, and we appreciate him coming to do that, and appreciate the family who are here to help welcome these new board members. I'd like to go ahead and begin and give each board member the opportunity to introduce themselves and share a little bit about who they are, and we'll begin, Ms. Smith, with you.
Okay, you stand up, sit down.
Whatever you prefer.
I'll sit down. Good evening, everyone. My name is Teresa Smith, and I have been a resident of Chattahoochee County for around 27 years now. And I've always always had a child or grandchild in the school system. So, with that being said, I believe that in quality education, and I think that Chattahoochee County is doing an outstanding job, and I appreciate the confidence of the people that voted me in to help further the education of our children.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. White?
Good evening. My name is Kenyana White. Most of you know me as Shanae. I decided to serve on school board to help assist with maintaining and enhancing the wonderful reputation that already precedes this district. I am super excited to start this new journey, and I am extremely happy to be serving our students, staff, and our community. I just want to thank each and every one of you for giving me this opportunity to serve on this great board. Again, thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Schillig?
Good evening. Thanks for joining us virtually and physically in your presence. My name is Aaron Schillig, if you're not familiar with me. I've been around the county since 2006. We moved out here officially, though, to the county in 2009. We have 6 children, my beautiful wife and I, and 4 of which have graduated from Chattahoochee County. Brandon graduated in 2010, Haley in 2014, Madison in 2017, and this last year, Dallin in 2020. I got one coming up to graduate in 2025, that's Chloe, and Gwen's shortly behind her in 2027. So it was time for me to kind of step up and serve, and that's why I've chosen now is my time to do my best to continue helping the kids pursue a great education and help Chattahoochee County continue to drive forward as it has. And the change has been great, and I'm grateful for the board and the opportunity to serve. Thanks for giving me the chance.
Thank you, board members. We appreciate your service, and we appreciate you taking time to just share with all of our employees, our community, and our families so that they can better know who you are, and we're excited to have this board in place. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Next, we have our financial report. And did we need?
And Marie is here to give us a quick update. Marie, we'll probably ask you if you'll stand and come a little closer where they can hear you, if you don't mind.
Okay, documents in your e-board packet include the information that I'm sharing. And as an overview, we ended December with a cash balance of $583,000. There were no unexpected payments or expenses, and we received $571,000 of our maximum payment of $1.9 million in impact aid. We are on track with our expenditures, and we have spent 49.97% of our budgeted funds. You'll see in your packet the December SPLOS received was $83,488.95, and as you are aware, the majority of our SPLOS funds are used for our debt service. School foods. The majority of our revenue is from USDA and state reimbursement, and 5% is from our food sales. We have expended about 30% of our school food budget. Currently, we have a deficit of around $24,000, and you'll see a plan of improvement that you'll discuss tonight as part of the deficit elimination plan. And that's about it. Do you have any questions?
I don't
None
have any.
from me.
And that was some new news that occurred this afternoon about that impact aid, getting that partial payment today. So that's fantastic news. And that is the 2020, so it's last
Got it,
year's
okay.
payment. And we've gotten the partial piece of it.
Great, thank you. All right, we have information on that.
And just a few items for information only. The school and academy reports are included in your packet. They're also available on eBoard. Also, you'll notice that we want to do the first reading of new policies. These are revised policy due to the changes in the language under Title IX, which is sexual harassment, and that indicates that additional supportive measures must be in place. In order to comply with these federal changes, the following policies are available for public review for 30 days. Policy GAAA, Policy GAEB, Policy JAA, and Policy JCAC. Again, these will be available for public review for 30 days, and next month I will make recommendations to approve those policies if there are no changes. As a reminder to the board and to the public, at the beginning of this school year, we publicly named our coordinators for the required areas, and this includes Title IX, ADA, and ADEA, along with Title VII, and that coordinator is our Student Information Coordinator, Ms. Jill Simmons. And in turn, for Title VI-B under IDEA, that coordinator is our Director of Teaching and Learning, and our Assistant Superintendent, Dr. Tabitha Walton, serves as that coordinator for that role. Are there any questions regarding the required policy revisions that are presented?
No, ma'am.
I don't have any.
So again, those will be available for public review for 30 days. Moving on, I'll give you an update under our superintendent's report. And first I want to begin with our health status update and our beginning of second semester. So I've written some key points because we've got lots of information to share. We ended our September, our first semester on December the 18th, and 37% of our population were selected in attending the full-time virtual academy. We initiated phase 2 of our return to school plan in November, and that meant the elementary school. The students attended 4 days a week. Middle school and high school used a hybrid schedule and came 2 days a week with remediation on Fridays. As of Friday, December the 18th, we had 1 known positive student, 1 known positive employee, and 4 that were in quarantine. We returned to school on January the 4th, and at that time, only 14% of our families selected the full-time virtual option. We extended the application to give parents more time if they wanted to do full-time virtual. Only 9 families chose to move to that option. Again, that keeps us at this current state with 14% compared to 37% in full-time virtual. At the end of the first week, January the 8th, we had 21 people in quarantine and 1 reported positive case from an employee, and that was based on an employee who had returned to school during that January the 4th time. We've been very pleased with the information shared with us by our parents in terms of them taking the initiative to go ahead and have students remain home if they're sick, if they're ill. We have also stressed to all of our employees at any time that they are sick, even if it's a common cold, that we're encouraging everyone to please stay home. And if we see them and notice that those are issues, we're sending them home. One of the things that we're being vigilant about is to take our approach to ensure that we're slowing the spread of any germs. And so again, you will see that we're continuing to send people home and quarantine people even outside of CDC regulations at times. This has made an increase in the workload for our teachers. One of the things that we've noted is they've extended themselves to serve students during their planning period, as we have a small number of substitutes anyway, and our team has pitched in to help with operations. At this point, we are able to fulfill some key areas. School nutrition is operating very seamlessly, and our transportation is operating very seamlessly. So operationally, we have the number of employees to get the job done. In terms of our teaching and instruction, because of the extended support of our faculty, our administrators, our teachers, and our paras, they're utilizing planning time, and they're helping support in those classes where we have a need to fill. This week, currently, we have had 1 teacher who had not been in the building for several days, but that individual tested positive. Out of an abundance of caution, we took some very extreme measures and quarantined every class that that individual would have been a part of, and also utilized this time to halt our sports for at least a week so that we could determine what does the spread look like in our community and along our region. As we've had some conversations, one of the statements that has happened is, well, should we stay open? What's happening? And when we look overall at our numbers, we are currently successfully educating over 700 students in person. And because of that decrease in the virtual school and the number of students who are successfully attending, we want to continue to offer in person as an option. We do realize that, again, this is changes based on the data, and it changes day by day based on our ability to serve our schools with the staff that we have. We are, as we did first semester, mandating face coverings. We are mandating temperature checks, and those are required each day for anyone in the building. Each day we're meeting with administrators, and we're doing that virtually, but to ensure that the needs are met in the classrooms and in our lunchroom and on our buses. Our transportation director's done a great job of keeping me informed each evening of that status, and all of our bus drivers are currently here and operating their routes very safely. Again, we want to be leaders in slowing the spread and disinfecting our classrooms and showing that with very good preventative measures we can keep school open, but we know that this is going to be based on the work of our teachers, the work of all of our support staff, and our families for ensuring that we're flexible and that we're willing to adjust as needed. And so if anyone is ill, even if it is a common cold, we're asking everyone to please stay home so that we can reduce any spread of any germs. So that's a little bit about our health status update. Do you have questions or concerns or comments?
None from me.
You answered my question already.
Well, and I'll just to reiterate, I know Ms. White had previously in a discussion with me, we had a conversation about would we go to full-time virtual. And I want our families and of course and our employees to know that is always an option based on our data and based on the ability for us to effectively serve our students. So again, we're continuing to look at those numbers and know that we have plans in place if we had to make those changes. And again, we're just very pleased right now that over 80% of our kids are able to be served in person at school. And that includes the number of students that we're taking that proactive approach in quarantining. And we know too, some of our families who may be watching, some of their children were quarantined even though they know it's been 4 days since they were exposed to someone. But that's an example of those very extreme preventative measures we're putting in place so that we can ensure there was no exposure and we can support our school. If there are no other questions about our update for second semester, I would like to take this opportunity to allow some good news to be shared with you. And Dr. Walton is here as our assistant superintendent, and she's going to share good news with you from the state regarding our special education department.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Evening.
Hey, Dr. Walton, how you doing? I'm doing one of my assigned roles here this year, and one that I have learned so much from, is special ed. I'm the special ed director here as a part of the teaching and learning department. And so we each year, as a part of the review for individuals with Disability Education Act, our department has to go over a review. And there are 9 indicators that we have to meet. I want to give you just a little bit of background because for the last 4 years, we've had a new special ed director every year, right? So we've had Belize, we had Jill, we had Rodriguez, and now, wow. And so it's my great pleasure to announce that we do meet all standards for IDEA under all 9 indicators except for one. And I do believe that one, Dr. Brooks and I we're talking about this. I do believe that one kind of is timeliness, and it's probably in the transition of the roles as we go back and forth. For those of you who are interested in some of the indicators that we have to meet, they want to make sure that we're not identifying kids in one particular category over another one. They want to make sure that we're balancing the number of students that we're serving as far as ethnicity is concerned, as far as the way that we code them, specific learning disability, and that kind of thing. So we have met the standards, and 17, we got a 17 out of 18 points.
Wow.
And our total score is 94.44%. So even in all of the transition that we've done in this role across the year, we're still maintaining a good reputation, best practices for our students with disability. That is my report. Anybody got any questions?
No, ma'am.
Great news. Thank you.
And that is not only excellent news, but it's a testament to, as Dr. Walton pointed out, the transition, but the groundwork has always been laid that no matter who is in that role, they have fulfilled that job excellently, so we continue to excel. And Dr. Walton, her team, which includes Miss Nancy Harden, they have done a tremendous job of making sure that we are not only giving students a free and appropriate education, but they are individually meeting each child and family's needs. So thank you very much.
Nancy has treated me well.
Next on the agenda, I want to take the opportunity and share with you some excellent news. It gives me great pleasure to recognize Chattahoochee County Middle High School as a 2020-2021 military flagship school. We received notification from State Superintendent Richard Woods' office early last week that we had received this recognition. There are only 7 schools in the state that had received this. Superintendent Woods will be scheduling a time to formally present us that award. Colonel Scalia is also working to arrange it in his schedule so that he can help recognize us. Again, we're just thrilled with this recognition. It is such an honor and a privilege to serve our military families as they serve our country. And as you all realize and know, when we talk about one heartbeat, this is absolutely what it is. That our great community of Casita, our great community of Fort Benning can come together and make a difference in the lives of children. And so, again, congratulations, Chattahoochee County Middle High School. We are very proud of the work you're doing. And the last thing in my report is just an update. On January the 7th, we were randomly selected by the Georgia Public Safety to have a bus inspection. You'll see on eBoard attached is the results of those findings. We received on our buses that are en route, we received a perfect score of 100. We had one spare bus that did have, and that again, that is a spare bus, and you see that it is a 1999. Again, a 1999 spare bus that we still use. It had a finding with the oil and an out-of-date decal. So again, tremendous work with our transportation department, Jordan Sewell, our drivers. They have gone above and beyond to make sure that our buses are operating safely and effectively, and continuing to make sure that we can transport kids to and from school safely. So good job to our transportation department.
Yes. Awesome job.
And that is the conclusion of my report.
All right, thank you. And do we have recognitions tonight?
Yep, we have school leaders who can do their recognitions, and we'll begin with Miss Hurd from our elementary school.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It gives me great honor to share with you our Employee of the Month and our Students to be back on our campus. And it shows one student even commented, it's better than being at home. And I said, well, we are happy to have you back. But we've had an amazing start. Our teachers are awesome, and our students are as well. So we're just looking forward to staying safe and staying healthy and continue to help our students learn. I'll start with our recognitions with our pre-K student of the month. And our pre-K student of the month is Aaliyah Murray Green. Aaliyah is very helpful to her peers and to her teachers. She is a great leader in our classroom. She always tries her very best and has a positive attitude about school and learning. She is a joy to teach, and I witness her walking the door every morning with a big smile on her face. So she is always very happy to be at school. So congratulations to Aaliyah. Our kindergarten student of the month is Liam Landenberg. Liam is a wonderful young man that always comes to school with a smile on his face, even though when the work looks extremely challenging. Liam never quits and does his very best. He is well-mannered and an overall amazing human being. On top of his work ethic, which is amazing for a kindergarten student, he has made tremendous growth. So congratulations, Liam. Our first grade student of the month is Nigel Conquest. And if you've ever walked in our school, if you haven't met Nigel, you should, because she will put a smile on your face. She is full of personality and always does an amazing job in her classroom. She has made great improvements over the semester, and she is becoming more eager to learn new things and is becoming more acceptable to new challenges. So congratulations, Nigel. Our second grade student of the month is Briley Jerome. Briley continually strives to be the best version of herself. She always gives 100% effort, no matter which teacher she is working with. She maintains a positive attitude and shares her big heart with those around her. She is a blessing and a joy to have in our classroom. Congratulations, Briley. Our third grade student of the month is Brendan Hall. Brendan volunteers to participate consistently. He works hard even when tasks are difficult. He has made huge improvements over the semester. And I have also witnessed Brendan be very helpful to his classmates. Whenever I'm in his classroom observing, that he always takes the time to help those that might need just a little bit of assistance. He is very kind-hearted, and it shows in everything that he does. Congratulations, Brendan. Our fourth grade student of the month is Hunter Beasley. Hunter's teacher says that he has come a long way since the beginning of the year. He has a warm personality and is always very helpful. He has made good strides, both academically and behavior-wise. We are all so very proud of him. Congratulations, Hunter. And our fifth grade student of the month is Ziva Ivory. She is always on top of things. She is consistent in all aspects of being a star student. She is very conscientious of following school rules and always doing what is expected of her. Her work ethic is amazing and at a level that all students should aspire to. She is very well spoken and an all-around great student that has a bright future ahead. Congratulations, Ziva. Our employee of the month is new to the Chattahoochee School District, and that is Anna Steer. Ms. Steer is very organized in her planning and intentional in her teaching. Her teaching strategies and interventions help her students to always strive to do their very best and overcome even the most difficult of hurdles. She always maintains an optimistic and supportive attitude that is evident in her interaction and her relationship with her students. She is a valued member of our CCEC family. Congratulations to Ms. Steer and all of our students of the month.
Thank you. And Dr. Rodriguez will share with us the recognitions for middle school and for high school.
Good evening. I'm Allison Rodriguez, Assistant Principal of the Middle High School. On behalf of our proud principal, Josh Kemp, we are pleased to recognize our students and staff of the month. We'll start with our staff member of the month, which is Mrs. Nieves. This is what her principal said about her. If you have spent time with Mrs. Nieves, you know how blessed we are to have her in our lives and school. She does an excellent job leading our foreign language and English as a second language department. To make sure our students receive a foreign language, she teaches extended day, 4 classes a day without a planning, and always does it with a smile. She is always willing to help out when needed, and we are so lucky to have her in our Chatco family. Since she's not here to accept, this is what Mrs. Nieves said when she was informed of her recognition. Thank you. For me, it has been a blessing to belong and to be a part of the Chatco family. This has been a great 5 years working. Okay, now on to our students of the month. We will start with our 6th grade, which is Yurilis Quinones Amador. shows her dedication to learning. She stays on task and on track with her online learning and is often further ahead in her classes than she is scheduled to be. She has handled this transition to virtual learning with maturity and independence that is definitely setting her on the right path to be more prepared for high school. Congratulations, Caitlin. For the high school, starting with ninth grade, we have Patrick Bellamy. Patrick has had a great first semester of high school. He finishes all of his work for each class, and he completed them with a winning attitude. He has been a joy to teach this year. Patrick always contributes to class with his brilliance and sense of humor. We can always count on him to brighten up the day. Patrick is also a student athlete and does a great job of balancing academics and sports. Congratulations, Patrick. For 10th grade, we have Dexter Holland. Dexter goes above and beyond in his studies, and he leads by example in the classroom as well as on the court. He really helps improve the atmosphere level of academics in each of his classes. He gives it his best effort every day and is always prepared and engaged in class. Congratulations, Dexter. For 11th grade, we have Carolina Maldonado. Carolina is a good student, kind to her peers, works hard, always has a positive and uplifting attitude, and brings light to all she encounters. She is a hard worker who loves to help all of those around her. Definitely a highlight to be around. She is a great example of a Chatco Panther. Congratulations, Carolina. For 12th grade, we have Corinne Connor. Corinne is a deserving recipient of the 12th Grade Student of the Month Award. Corinne has grown so much over the last several years here at Chatco. I am honored to watch the growth, maturity, and confidence gained as she entered her senior year. Corinne has taken the driver's seat in her educational progress. Her ownership over her coursework and future is vital to her success as a young adult out in the world. I am so proud of you, Corinne. Congratulations, Corinne Connor. And congratulations to all of our students. We are so proud of all your achievements.
Thank you. Thank y'all.
Okay, thank you. Now we'll move on to the action items. First, we have personnel.
Again, all of our action items are included on eBoard for review. At this time for personnel, we only have one, and I'd like to recommend the reassignment of Dr. Tammy Bailey, who currently serves as a teacher, to the CTAE and Academy Director. For the remainder of this year, she would keep her teaching class, but we will be moving her full-time next year completely into that director's role. She has assumed a lot of those duties already. I'd like to just bring it up to you as a recommendation for that formal reassignment.
All right, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll motion it.
Kiana, okay, second.
I'll second it.
Aaron, and all that approve? Okay, it passes, thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Bailey.
Next, we have the deficit.
Yes. Next, you will see on eBoard a school foods deficit elimination plan, and this is an item that we've been discussing for a length of time regarding strategies that we will put in place to work towards eliminating that deficit. This includes increasing participation in our K-12 no-cost breakfast, no-cost lunch for the remainder of the school year. Our schools have done an excellent job with shifting their schedule so that all students will have the opportunity to participate in no-cost breakfast and no-cost lunch. You'll also see that our utilization of USDAE foods has been enhanced, and many other strategies are included in that elimination plan. But at this time, I'd like to recommend approval of that plan, and we will be reviewing every month the progress toward reducing that deficit.
All right. Any questions?
No.
Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll motion it.
Shirley, a second.
I'll second.
And all that approve? And that passes, thank you.
And lastly, as an action item, there is a list of some out-of-life cycle items and non-repairable items that I would like to recommend approval for surplus and sale. So again, on eBoard is a list of those items, and I'd like to recommend approval for us to surplus and then post for sale.
Okay. Any questions?
None.
All right, do I have a motion to approve?
Yeah, I'll motion to approve that sale
All
of
right.
those items.
Is it
And
Shanae?
second.
Okay. All right, and all that approve? And that carries, thank you.
And for our public to just be aware, these items are always listed on govdeals.com, and anyone is able to make a bid. And we've been very successful in our ability to take these unused and non-repairable items and surplus and sell them.
Great, thank you. All right, and we do not have an executive session tonight. So that is all we have for tonight's meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
You bet I'm gonna motion to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, so, and all that approve?
Yay.
Great. Thank you all, and thank you to our new board members.
Yes, congratulations,
Yes.
board members. You finished your first meeting.
Meeting.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all. And I need everyone to sign a
Sign.
document.
Yeah.
Yes.